Okay, got it.
Hello, everybody. Hello. So glad to see so many people coming into the room today. It is a beautiful Thursday, although albeit a little bit hot here and actually a lot hot in other places. So there's a moment of thought for the folks who are actually really in the throes of this right now. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song day. Hang on, I got to look for somebody who's holding up a sign. Okay, I don't see anybody yet. We'll get to day, whatever it is, in a minute. 837 or something like that. Really glad to have everybody here. Super excited for today. I'm standing in for Arne today as the host. She's had a family situation that has taken her into a different path today. So I told her I would cover for her. So love and hugs to Arne. And of course, we'll miss her glorious hosting. And super excited to have with us instead the incomparable Reggie Harris, whose smile always lights up every room. His presence lights up every room. He doesn't even have to smile. And of course, Cathy Fink and Marcy Marxer today as our song leaders. And I will pass the baton to Reggie after I say hello to everybody in the room. And also a quick thank you to Carpe Diem Arts, who's hosting this. We are, of course, keeping this going and going and going so that we can continue to gather as community and find places to put our hearts and find ways to use our hearts. So Jaden, thank you so much for running the tech for us today. And I'm going to say hi to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Help me out, gang. Let's wave to the Facebook Live crowd. Hello, everybody out there. Hello, of course, to Cathy Fink and Marcy Marxer. Hello to Reggie Harris. Hi to Cricket coming in from Maryland. There's Papa Curly Top and some number. Oh, it's Leanna. Hello. Coming in from Vermont. Great to see you. Hopefully more curlies on another screen. Hello to Sarah in Texas and Kate in Charlottesville. Gary in Massachusetts with all the solutions. Hello to Kevin Ennis, and thank you for pointing out to me that it is day 837. Hi, Kevin, coming in from New Hampshire. Amanda and Miles coming in from Michigan. Kathy coming in from Virginia, Storm in Massachusetts, Becky in British Columbia, Arlene in Berkeley, Carolyn's iPhone coming in from hello, Boise, Idaho. Great to see you. Hello to Ruth in Birmingham, UK, Jenny in Suffolk, UK, Susan in Ohio, Susan in Seattle. Okay, we've got UK, Susan, just pointing that out. All right, Julie, nice to have you with us today. Thanks for being here. And Kevin in DC, hello. Bob and Mabel and the Bears in the one square. That's a celebration right there. That was a lot of rhyming. Janet in Atlanta, great to see you. We haven't seen you in a while. It's nice to see your smile. Deli in Maryland, hello. Glad to have you. Karen in Oregon, Sheila in Florida, Bonnie in Idaho, Ann in Knoxville. Hello, Busy Graham. Nice to see you today outside in the heat. Hello to Hindi coming in from Toronto, Nancy's Irish Cow in Washington State, Dan in Virginia, Caroline in DC, Annette in California, Barb in Kentucky. Hello, nice to see you again. And we haven't seen you in a while. There's Curly Tops 3 and 4. Nice to see you guys. Hello, Alice May and Willard coming in from Vermont. Julie in Ontario, Kathy in the Arapaho Cheyenne region. Hello to Jim Harkless in the house coming in from Maryland. Great to see you, Jim. Love and hugs to you. Kate, who is wandering again. Kate is like the most wandering person, and I told her we need to have a party where she gets to tell us all about her travels. Hello to Ralph in Victoria and Penny maybe in the background, Aloysius in Massachusetts, Cliff in Vermont, Kat also in Vermont, and folks that are not on camera, Dan and Phil, probably somewhere in the UK, Hoda in BC, and Janet and Lori, and still some more folks on the last screen, Bob coming in from New York, Fred in Maryland, Lynn in Connecticut. And if I missed you, I will say goodbye to you on the other end of today. I want to turn today over to Reggie Harris. Reggie, thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to be spending time with you.
Oh, I am absolutely and totally thrilled to be here and to see all of your faces. I'm scrolling quickly through because I have not been here for a bit, but I see your smiling faces and today I could not resist the opportunity to jump in here. We're going to send out some big love to RNA for her family emergency, but we are also going to celebrate today having two of my favorite human beings who I almost never get to talk to. Here in the room, Cathy Fink and Marcy Marxer, two of the most creative, industrious, resourceful, and amazing human beings. I use that word amazing not lightly in this case. Cathy and Marcy, it's so good to see you and so great to have you in the room today to lead us in song, and we will have an opportunity to chat. So how you doing?
We're so happy to be here. Happy to see you and all these lovely people. We don't get a chance to see you, Reggie, enough, so we are absolutely thrilled.
Best surprise of my day. And how are we doing? We're the lucky people. We have food to eat, we have shelter, we even have air conditioning. If I have any problems, they're all first world problems, and I ain't talking about them.
Well, there you go. Well, you also have a song for us today, so why don't you lead us in?
All right. I assume we'll talk about the song after we sing it. Is that correct? So,
No, actually.
y'all will catch on to the chorus the first time it comes around, and then we'll sing it twice so you can sing it with us. I've been lucky in the love that's come my way. The friends I've made are the kinds of friends who stay. Some are with me now, and some have traveled on. Their love is with me, yet though they have gone. Here's the chorus. And I'm grateful for the love that will not die. I'm grateful as the years go slipping by. I'm grateful to be able to sing this song. My gratitude to you is ever strong. So y'all can either just sing the I'm grateful part over and over again, or you'll catch the words in between. And I'm grateful for the love that will not die. I'm grateful as the years go slipping by. I'm grateful to be able to sing this song. My gratitude to you is ever strong. There are times when my loneliness has won, and others when you were the only one to lift me up and make me smile again. Can't tell you what it means to be a friend. And I'm grateful for the love that will not die. I'm grateful as the years go slipping by. I'm grateful to be able to sing this song. My gratitude to you is ever strong. And I hope that I've done the same for you. Made you better when you were feeling blue. Act like a fool just to make you smile. You showed me how to go that extra mile. And I'm grateful for the love that will not die. I'm grateful as the years go slipping by. I'm grateful to be able to sing this song. My gratitude to you is ever strong.
Oh, what a marvelous, marvelous song and perfect song for today. Oh, I think
It's
I need
so
a moment.
sweet to see everybody singing. And there's peace that comes from this group. singing along, and I hadn't really experienced that on Zoom until this moment.
Well, it's been one of the remarkable things about this community and the amazing sense of how we contribute to each other's peacefulness, each other's gratefulness, and yeah, it works. You want to tell us a little bit about how the song came about?
Well, for the last many, many years, Tom Paxton and I have been songwriting partners. And a couple months before the pandemic, we made a commitment that we were going to just start writing songs on a regular basis. And no sooner than a couple weeks after that, the pandemic hit, and we kept that up via Zoom every Wednesday morning. We still do whenever the two of us are available. And we created a pretty large body of work. A lot of the songs are what Tom and I like to think of as community songs. I think of this as a community song. And that was one of our many goals in putting songs together. Let's add to the book of community songs, new ones that we can all sing. And last January, we lost our minds and did a live double CD of 28 of those songs with Marcy and Kimber Ludiker on fiddle and mandolin, and Alex Lacamont on bass. We went over to Charlie Pilser's fabulous studio, Tonal Park, where we were able to have a vaccinated, masked, live, safe concert for only about 20 people a night. But we also streamed it to a crazy 500 people who bought tickets. And they had the first op to get copies of the album. The album's going to be released on July 29th, so at the end of next week. It's called All New. And this particular song was written initially in honor of our dear friend Grace Griffith. And probably many of you were familiar with Grace's singing, her beautiful voice. She was just an amazing songbird. And for probably 20 years, Marcy and I were primary people on Grace's caregiving team because she had Parkinson's. And she passed away in 2021, around June 5th, 2021. Not really unexpected. She'd been going downhill, and needless to say, the pandemic didn't help anybody who was already suffering from a major disease. And so Tom and I got on our Zoom, and we wanted to write a song that honored Grace, but that could be used to honor any of our friends and loved ones. And that's the background on that. And so this song, Grateful, is on the album All New, but Marcy and I have really enjoyed singing it in as many places as we can.
Well, it's a perfect song, not only for today, but it's a perfect song for this particular community. And you know, you and Marcy have been about community and community resource and community connections for as long as I've known you. You have been two of the major forces in so many different circles of connecting people to each other and to ideas of community benefit through song. So it's not surprising that this album is coming out, and I'm joyfully going to get my hands on a copy of it. Looking for some new songs. This has been such a powerful time for learning about community, or relearning what it is. How would you say, in addition to the writing, have you found to keep your hope and your light shining in this very powerfully changing time?
It really is an incredibly challenging time, but and I think for Marcy and I, we're finding it a little more challenging now than we did the first 2 years. And that's partly because, as a cancer survivor, and of course we know that you are an immune compromised dude, we've been much more cautious about going out there and touring than a lot of our friends. We have a big case of what I'm calling FOMO, fear of missing out. We're doing gigs that are indoors and masked and vaccinated, or outdoors. And all the rest of it, we're, especially as, you know, new variants keep coming around, we're being very, very cautious. The first 2 years, we didn't take time to think about what was going on. We dove right into community building activities. Marcy and I lost our minds. We ran 18 online music festivals that brought people together either for singing or for banjo playing or for ukulele playing or for guitar playing or for, and it just seems like we were constantly in motion with creating ways that people who are now stuck at home and not connecting could connect, could improve their own musical whatever. So that's been a big deal for us. And a few of those things live on because the beauty of this, as you've certainly found out with Daily Antidote of Song, is now we've connected with people all over the world. And we don't want to let go of that. So the challenge is now how to sort of rebuild. I don't know how many some of you feel, but every once in a while we get into a group of people and we go, oh yeah, how do you socialize with a group of people again? And still, because as the COVID stuff changes and goes back and forth, sometimes we're wearing masks, you don't see the smiles like you see right now. And I just think it's continuously evolving. But the other thing that's important to us is continuous activism. And again, we've had a big case of FOMO, not feeling like we could go to some of the huge marches and some of the big rallies, but we can do stuff from home.
And that's what I was going to bring up. For the first time in my life, being a cancer patient, I can't go and be in large groups, let alone COVID.
Right.
But Reggie, you mentioned that we're community builders, and the reason why you mentioned that is because we're in this community with you, Reggie, and many other artists and activists and fans and singers who have built this very large community. So the way that you're finding, and this group is finding, to stay together is fantastic. It's great to see. And we know, like I've been going to marches since I was a little kid, and my parents took me to civil rights marches, the Poor People's March on Washington, marches in Columbus and Detroit and Washington, D.C. And it was so odd for me to see protests and not be able to just jump and go. But Cathy has found a way that we can all protest together, and hopefully this group can share that also. It's a fax.
So our friend Justin Hiltner, who is a really fabulous singer and songwriter and banjo player, introduced us to factzero.com. And Marcy and I both, we get on the phone to our representatives, both in Maryland, and because we have a home in North Carolina, those are the people that we're really after, because those are the people who need to hear us the loudest, right?
Indeed, they are.
And so sometimes we'll be driving somewhere and Marcy will drive, I'm on the phone calling not just one office, but every office of our North Carolina representatives. Then I can get counted like 6 or 7 times. And according to certain people who used to run our country, that's totally okay. And needless to say, now from home, this very cool thing, factzero.com, you can send 7 free faxes a day, and it automatically sends them to your representatives. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. And Justin Hiltner tells us that the faxes get paid a lot more attention to than getting your number. I made that call. We got another call against this. We got another call against that. Yeah. I feel like I want to stay hopeful. I want to stay positive. Yes, I get discouraged, but every single day, there's a song that we recorded long ago called Get Up and Do Right by Alice Gerrard. And every single day, we try to think of something that we can do that will put some good energy out there, and that will also, the bottom line is we all know where the country stands, where the middle of the country stands on things that Republicans don't want to listen to. Mm-hmm. We're going to insist that we be listened to.
Mm-hmm. Now also, if you are faxing and you don't want to use your own life as an example, you can use us because we're married. You can say, protect my friends, Cathy and Marcy's marriage. Going backwards is a terrible idea. And, every day there's something new that has been coming up that we can write in about. It seems crazy. It just seems like there'd be no new subjects. But every single day there's like this explosion of, oh my gosh, texts that are missing, 2 days of text that are missing when the same people who are trying to ignore it got all riled up about 18 minutes of Hillary Clinton's missing
Emails.
texts.
Yeah,
Their
right.
emails.
Really. So I feel like,
Such
you know,
old news, but yeah.
Yeah.
for Daily Antidote of Song, I just want to say it's easy to be discouraged these days, and that would make you normal. But remember to take care of yourself. Remember, and one of the ways we can take care of ourselves and each other is finding that little piece of daily activism. I did something worthwhile. Doesn't have to be big. Send that fax, make that phone call, check it off. I did something. But also, folks, as this drags on, and there are certainly crazy people out there who make believe COVID is over, and we know that's not true, please take care of yourselves. That is the next best thing that we can do, because we're the people who want to see positive change. We all need to be here, not only to make it happen, but hopefully to see some of it happen.
Well, one of the important things about any of these movements, and particularly the civil rights movement, and I'm so glad that Cathy, you mentioned, and Marcy, about going out to marches. The reason that the civil rights movement had marches and had mass meetings where people got together to sing was to pull people back in and attend to the fact that we are not doing this alone, that we are doing this as a larger group. It doesn't matter how large the group is. We know that this group extends around the world. But the important thing is that we do take care of ourselves, and that we sing and look into each other's faces and remind each other that we are indeed important. So these are great, some great tools. In the middle of all this, you two were involved in creating and making a film.
Well, we were, yes.
Lost our minds.
Yeah. Um,
You keep saying.
it's crazy. Well, this film was called All Wigged Out, and throughout my cancer treatment and beyond, Cathy has encouraged me to write down really symptoms and things that were going on, so I could have a way to remember everything that was happening to tell my doctor.
Yeah.
But the things that I ended up writing down were things that I found were funny.
Not
Being
surprising.
in the radiation room and feeling like you've been whisked away by space aliens for strange experiments. All the weird things people said to me, I made a list. The first couple of things people said to me, I felt were horrifying, that were really inappropriate, when I didn't know what was going on. You can't tell anybody what to expect, and they all want to know what to expect, of course, because they love you, which is great, you
Right.
know. But after about the third one, I just said to the person, hold that thought. And I reached in my bag and brought out a little notebook, and I said, what was that again? I wrote it down. It's like, I don't know how this is going to work, but this is gold somehow, It ended up being published in the New York Times in an article by Deborah Tannen on what not to say to sick people.
Oh,
So,
I love it.
because we have a brief period of time, I'm just going to say that the film is called All Wigged Out. You can go to our website, cathymarcy.com/allwiggedout, and it's a 1-hour comedy musical with a great all-female band. We went to Chicago, worked with an Emmy Award-winning production company last July, had a phenomenal director. I've never worked so hard in my life, and at the same time, I'm really proud of what we did, because it is not only a comedy, it's full of hope, it's full of advocacy, it's full of good information for caregivers and loved ones of cancer patients. And we're submitting it to film festivals right now. We just got into 5 film festivals. I'm really excited about that. We're also taking the film to performing arts centers like the Freight and Salvage and some other places. We were
great.
just at the National Women's Music Festival. And for those things, we are partnering with cancer support communities the film is 58 minutes. We watch the film, and then the second half of the event, we do a talk back Q&A discussion with the audience and with people from local cancer support communities. And then we follow that with some live music. So again, in the spirit of what you had to say, Reggie, we're looking for these to be community building events, educational events, and to give people lots of tools. We have a thing coming up in October online for the American Nurses Association. They're going to make this streamable for every member of the American Nurses Association, and then we have 2 Zoom Q&A discussions with them. We're finding lots of very interesting non-traditional ways to get the film out, and any of you who are interested, just send me a note, info@cathymarcy.com. Go to our website, that email comes to us, and look up. You can see the trailer for All Wigged Out, and if you're so inclined, you can make a contribution to the GoFundMe. We were kind of done with the GoFundMe until we found out how much it was going to cost to enter film festivals, and so we just went ahead and kept it open for a while. But this is a totally indie thing. I mean, you're looking at the producers and the fundraisers and the playwrights, along with our good friend Andy Offit-Irwin. Phenomenal.
Nice.
You know, Andy.
Yeah,
Andy was in
yeah.
from day one
Oh, wow.
as a collaborator in the writing and in the original readings, along with a friend named Allegra Libanati, who directed the original readings that we did that led us to the next step, and want to give them lots of love and credit.
Well, you know, you have loaded in a monumental list of things that, you know, we can not only pay attention to but also add into our lives. So thank you for who you both are and for all that you do. You say that you lost your minds, but this really has been your mission in the world.
To lose our minds?
No, to actively participate in the change and the opportunity and creating opportunities for people to understand how they can make a difference in the world, in their lives personally and also in communities. So you are to be saluted and celebrated for that. And while we're celebrating, why don't we sing that song one more time?
All right,
I'd love to
Reggie.
do it, but there's one thing I want to add, and that's going to be my last advocacy message here.
Okay.
One of the things that the film has sort of inspired us to remind people, because COVID kept a lot of people home and it kept a lot of doctors' offices kind of squashed. If you have been putting off a regular checkup, a mammogram, any of your regular health screenings, if you've been putting it off because the doctors were busy or you didn't want to go out or COVID scared you, please put that on your today to-do list. That's one of the ways you can take care of yourself. And so we just want to encourage that. And
We find peace by reaching out, but also by taking in with our friends like you in this community. This is a very uplifting experience for us, and we like to thank you for it.
And Reggie Harris, thank you for being the incredible person that you are. This was the big, wonderful surprise, is you hosting today and us seeing that gigantic smile of yours and
Beautiful.
all the good work that you do. So,
Well,
all
I
right,
tell you,
everybody, let's
I'm
sing Grateful.
grateful just as much as anybody here. So.
I've been lucky in the love that's come my way, and the friends I've made are the kinds of friends who stay. Some are with me now, and some have traveled on. Their love is with me yet, though they have gone. Everybody. And I'm grateful for the love that will not die. I'm grateful as the years go slipping by. I'm grateful to be able to sing this song. My gratitude to you is ever strong. There are times when my loneliness has won, and others when you were the only one to lift me up and make me smile again. Can't tell you what it means to have a friend, and I'm grateful for for the love that will not die. I'm grateful as the years go slipping by. I'm grateful to be able to sing this song. My gratitude to you is ever strong. And I hope that I have done the same for you. Made you better when you were feeling blue. Acting like a fool just to make you smile. You showed me how to go that extra mile. And I'm grateful for the love that will not die. I'm grateful as the years go slipping by. I'm grateful to be able to sing this song. My gratitude to you is ever strong. We're gonna do it one more time. And I'm grateful as the years go slipping by. I'm grateful for the love that will not die. I'm grateful to be able to sing this song. My gratitude to you is ever strong.
Everyone, let's show some gratitude for Cathy and Marcy today. And send them some love so they can keep up this amazingly crazy schedule.
Well, for those of you who tuned in late, that's a song written together by myself and Tom Paxton.
Thank you, everyone.
And thank you both.
We're grateful to have this opportunity.
Indeed, we are. You all be well.
You too.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you so much, Cathy Fink and Marcy Marxer. That was amazing. What a journey and what an amazing bunch of stuff you have given us to think about and to do. Thank you so much for being such an important part of this community. And it always melts my heart to hear artists say that they're getting it back when they're in this room with us. And in particular, I think it was Marcy who said, first time in a Zoom getting this much energy. And I think that's what we at the Daily Antidote like to feel, that we are actually in this space together having a mutual share. It strengthens all of us. So thank you so much, everybody. Cathy Fink and Marcy Marxer. And thank you also, Reggie Harris, for beautiful hosting. It's always so lovely to have you here. I want to just mention that there is a community sing tonight, Carpe Diem Arts monthly community sing, live streamed and in person. Please go to the website. Jaden, thank you for putting the link in there. Let's give a big hand also to Jaden for running the tech today. And let's begin our goodbyes by everybody waving goodbye to everybody on Facebook Live. Thanks, gang, for joining us today. Hugs and love to you.